What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. I know this story is a couple days old, but I'm going to finally cover it today. Today we have one of the biggest penalties handed out in NASCAR history to discuss, and it's not to any of the major teams. No, it is to the smaller teams in NASCAR. So, a couple teams got not suspended. A couple teams each of these teams got handed $50,000 fines. So all the other $150,000 for manipulating the outcome of the Homestead race. Let's just get into today's report. So, teams penalized for manipulating results of the Homestead Miami race. NASCAR competition officials issued significant penalties Wednesday to Premium Motorsports, Ware Racing, and Spire Motorsports for manipulating the results of the season-ending Monster Energy Series race at Homestead Miami Speedway. Scott Miller, NASCAR Senior Vice President of Competition, said as four teams were docked 50 points from the 2019 team owner standings for their role in altering the finish order of the Ford EcoBoost 400 on November 17th. Suspensions and fines were also included in the punishment. Following a thorough review of race data and driver team communication for season finale at Homestead Miami Speedway, as well as interviews with several competitors, NASCAR has determined that the numbers 15, 27, 52, and 77 have violated sections 12.8.g and 12.8.1 in the NASCAR rulebook, which addresses manipulating the outcome of a race. Miller said on a statement, as a result, those teams in violation of the rulebook have been penalized as listed in the penalty report. The report lists indefinite suspensions for Scott Eggleston, competition director of Premium Motorsports, and Kenneth Evans, who hold the same role with Ware Racing. Both were fined $25,000. Team owners Rick Ware, Jay Robinson of Premium, and TJ Pusher of Spire were all fined $50,000. All four teams had 50 points deducted from their totals in the final team owner standings. So, here's the whole deal. So, apparently, the highest finishing non-charter driver gets a huge, boost of money. I don't remember the amount of money that they got. It was like $100,000. So, these smaller teams were basically trying to manipulate the outcome of a race. And basically, Ware Racing, Spire, and Premium Motorsports teams were basically working together because Gaunt Brothers, who was against them for this extra money, and I think it was also, if I'm not mistaken, to earn a charter, So basically, they manipulated the outcome of a race. The big giveaway, and I think what really made this happen, was Reed Sorensen in the 2017. The 2017 crew chief is like, it seems like your car is overheating. Bring it in. And how would you know that? How does a crew chief know that? The only person who knows if the car is overheating, or should know the car is overheating, is the driver, not the crew chief. And Reed Sorensen's like, there's nothing wrong with my car. I don't know what you're talking about. And then he's like, your car's overheating. Bring it to the pits. And he's like, oh, okay. I guess I got to come into the pits. That right there was the dead giveaway that this happened. And I just have to say, shame on all these teams that were a part of this. And justification for Gaunt Brothers Racing. Because Gaunt Brothers Racing deserves that highest pay that they're going to get. The highest non-chartered team. I just don't understand why teams think they can get away with this stuff. It just doesn't make sense to me, you know. Have these teams not learned from what happened 2 weeks ago with Bubba Wallace? And have these teams not learned from what happened in 2013 with Michael Waltrip Racing? You know what happened when a team like as big as theirs got a big penalty like this? Guess what happened? They ended up shutting down in 2 seasons later. And while this won't affect them immediately, I don't know if Ware, Spire, or Premium Motorsports is going to be able to pay these fines off. These are big, gigantic fines that they're getting. So I hope it was worth it, because you might have just screwed yourselves. Congratulations, by the way, for pulling some stupid stunt just to try to earn a little bit of quick cash. I mean, I don't get it. People have not learned. And it's bad timing, too, because NASCAR was watching this closely. And by the way, shout out to NASCAR Reddit for once. I'm not always the biggest fan of NASCAR because they go after all the YouTubers on this platform. But in this instance, they got it right this time. They did a good job. They got the report right this time. And shout out to Toby Christie, because that dude's one of the reasons that this happened in the first place. If it wasn't for a guy like him, this wouldn't have been in the talks. And again, to even the worst part is that is the worst thing to say. Your car's overheating. It's like, you shouldn't know that. And then you had people that were like, Kyle Larson basically tried to manipulate the outcome of the race so that he didn't cost the championship for her. I'm like, no, his car was overheating. You can tell, and the car blew up. You could literally tell there was smoke coming out of the car on TV. Then you have people that were like, oh, William Byron was manipulating it, and his engine was letting go. William Byron's car sounded off. You can tell the car sounded off. And then you had people who were saying that Hamlin's manipulating the outcome of the race. I'm like, Hamlin actually had too much tape on the girl. And then Truex was manipulating. There were so many people that were saying these bigger teams were manipulating the race. Meanwhile, you have this shit going on behind the scenes. And I just don't understand why people think that this is okay. This is inexcusable, man. This is inexcusable behavior by smaller teams. I don't care how big your team or how small your team is. If you try to manipulate the outcome of a race, you're going to get hit by the rule book. People have not learned from what happened 2 weeks ago. So yeah, that's just my opinion on this whole Rick Ware, Spire, and Premium situation. So, and by the way, they're all pretty much almost under the Premium banner because they all basically lean on them, basically. So, anyway, a little bit of a rant at the end of this video, but I wanted to kind of get my opinions out. So, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Turn notifications on so you can notify when a video does go live on my channel. We're almost to 75 subscriber, guys. I would really appreciate if you help me reach that mark by the end of this week. It'd be really good for me. I hope you guys can do that. Follow me on all my social medias, links in the description for that, and comment below your opinions on this situation. Do you think the penalty is fair to this team for manipulating the outcome of a race? Just let me know below. You know my opinions, but I like to know what you guys have to say. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.